Big boy.
Hey, young man.
How are you doing, brother? Good,
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 my
good,
man.
good,
Thanks.
good.
I hear. Liso.
Hello.
Liso. Has this guy been singing?
He is singing. He's not singing for his tapa. Thank goodness. He's just
Otherwise,
singing.
how are you doing, my guy?
I'm all good, thank you. All good. Everything's okay.
Great.
It's COVID-19, so which means we must abide by the rules, and that's what we've been doing at the moment. A little bit tricky though, because it's not normal day to day. It's a new normal which we need to accept, and that's life, unfortunately. How's things with you? Are you coping?
Bro, we're doing good. We're doing good. You know what I did today? I took the kids and I went and I dumped them at the aunt's. So
Aunt's place.
yeah, we
Okay,
home
so
alone. Great, man. But that's something that we've been hoping for the longest time. It's just that, the logistics have not really been on our side. But we're good. We're good. We wanted to talk to you, man. Wanted to talk to you. We have not.
you want to chat to me? You want to chat to me, brother? Yeah. As long as you're gonna pay me. No jokes, man.
Don't worry. I'll receive that invoice. My guy. I'm sure it's been less hectic now that sports, has been on a shelf.
Yeah, brother.
But I think if we are to go anyway, with our discussion, because I know a lot of people do not know who this guy is. They do not know who Umhlobo is. Allow me to tell my friends up in here who you are. Mluleki, Lawrence, Ntsabo.
Yeah, I hope you weren't gonna go there. Who needs that name though? Who?
Remember, I used to call you Lens. Yeah, but the one of the most consistent sports heads, SABC. I think now you're working for Umhlobo Wenene, the biggest breakfast show in the country. You breakfast, exciting, my guy. You also with Radio 2000 doing both. Doing cricket, rugby, and football. And I think most of us we know you for that, man, for a sport. But
yeah,
your life is well documented, man. Your life is well documented, and I think we can't really, say anything that they do not know when it comes to sport. But ngubani lo Mluleki lona, because also you're a father, married to Bronwyn Ntsabo. You're a father, you're a husband, you're a father to Okasin, Josh, Noliso. You're a family man, bruh.
Yeah, the squad, man. The squad of football.
That's what we want to hear. Who is Umhlobo? Umbani mfondini?
Yeah, ndoda ayiqhele kangaka kodwa ke le into kuba uyanikhululisa ngoku. Unamsa ngesifuba ebantwini ngoku. But yeah, since soze ndithi no kuwe yazi loo nto leyo ndoda. Yo, mfana seMoy Plus. Moy Plus is about what, 35 k's outside of East London, but mainly sitting about East London anyway. Ndikhula kweli cala likamamam most of the time, because I never really had my father, even though wayephila elaa xesha. But it happened that they got married. They were young at the time, very young. And then like, I think I was about 1 or 2 when they divorced, sadly. So obviously I didn't have to choose that battle. I didn't have to choose on anything. It just happened automatically that my mom. Funny enough, even though the stars introducer, I never asked my mother uba kwenzeka ntoni naye. She just one day told me into yobana awuzingento zabantu abadala. Kodwa ndayazi into yokuba kwenzeka ntoni na. So I think she's been fair to not try and influence me in believing into yoba ngubani owayewrong okanye ngubani owayeright. But xa ndisiva stories ndiyayazi uba kukekelele kweliphi icala. So still I respect that. That's why I never really bothered to ask, but it happened. My dad passed away 2013. Went to pay respect to the man, but the last couple of months I was able to sit down with the man and chat to him. I've got a brother, handsome young man, Uzola. He was kutimi yami the time to chat uyakhumbula mos. So I keep in touch with Uzola. We chat. Still close to my paternal side, your family as well. So there's no bad blood, but maybe it had to happen that way. The upbringing, But I spent most of my time of my childhood in Monti, Mdantsane, Egunubi, Izondawo zombini, and that's where my real schooling started. But sub A to what they would call it, grade 5 or grade 4 or grade 6. I can't recall. Yeah, round about there. I left my class at that time. Like East London. And I'm not too sure if I really explained what you wanted, but I can tell you that the Kulela Apo Kukoko madoda maninzi omalume bam mama mosi no buta maninzi abanyengo seba chona. But my biggest influence ngabo, where they instill quite a lot of discipline. Ndongu siso kanye ntombazana ayibethwa awu hamba ube lapha estratweni ukuxambulisana nomuntu ongumama okanye umuntu ongusisi. You respect, you don't fight, only when it's necessary. But I've never had to do that. But the standard. So, but in the Kulago environment where you fight to be kalegile, man, being though,
Hey, you know what? When you say that, when you say that, one thing that the guys who have joined were part of this discussion that they do not know is that we met when we were still doing sub A.
No, we didn't meet in when we were doing sub A. I think we were before school, man. Before we went to school. I can recall.
But my memory, you are right, because my uncle and your uncle were quite close. They were quite close. I think my recollection of the first time we met was when Sisenzu Kusha Mfundi. And this
you used to get a spanking going down. Yeah.
Hey. But one thing that I remember, I think the first time, as far as I can remember, was when see yai break. You'd know ngelo pressure that eskoleni kwakubakho i-first break, kubekho i-second break. I-second break yayingo-11 and everyone knew ngo-11 ubana funeka kuyotyiwa. And most guys would run by emakhaya to get lunch or whatever you want to call that. And you had other anti-matching science scale who happened to be your neighbor. And I think you guys, you know, Cameron, your cousin, you had you're prepaid. What
Prepaid.
you do, you just go there. You're already wrapped. So, yeah. And being me, you know, I saw what you unale coat, and then so I got a piece of that. And I think from there, from there, absolutely. From there, I think we hit it off very, very, very well. We are on and again.
Pastor Lubabale City hapa. Hey, this is going to be very interesting interview.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
That I think they can concur with me, Kuyo. Even then, you know, you were one of the nicest guys, you know, and I think it still shows now, you know, the level of respect to your craft we have on as esports anchor. But also, over the years, you know, if you remember, I think we were doing grade 5, grade 4 at the time. You introduced me to esport. And the funny thing is that, and I'm not going to tell them which team or we landed at the time, but Cameron had a team, you had a team, and I was given Kaizer Chiefs as my team.
I had teams. I had 2.
You had 2.
I had 2 teams, yeah.
But I know, you know, Uzola, who became our friend later on in the years, happened to be a fan. Amazulu. It just did not make sense because we had the closest team, Bushbacks.
That just was left. That was left side.
But you introduced me to this glorious team, man, that I love to hate even this day, you know, and it shows Uguti Usuga good in the sport.
Which by the way, I was in the fan. By the way, I was in the fan of. I just shared for you. You can take this one. We can take this.
You had a counter book. It had a picture. I think it had a team picture. Yeah, Chiefs with second page, first page. I don't remember. And then a whole lot of teams, but that day you introduced me to all these players. Of course, their names were there, and you'd hide the names. And then and that was very fun. You know, then scared. But that is Moshe Landot. I used to be called in at bed because not Moshe. And when you were nothing like me.
But the thing is, I have more said go a woman because it's our better song. Don't. And once they get back for money, is that happened? Come on.
And we used to make fun of our teachers at the time. All of them, we used to make fun. But there's one thing that stands out, even Nangogo, which I still see. You know, we PE, breakfast Umhlobo Wenene. It is that humor or by mimicking, you know, a lot of these famous people. And if I can remember correctly, Dan Sitsaid, who was at the time a commentator.
He was the Tswana commentator. Yeah.
Tswana, my goodness. And you used to mimic the guy so well. So well. You used to mimic the guy so well. You know, and it's still showing good craft. That's why in City, you're one of, you know, the most consistent guys that I know. But tell me, you also work because you do sport Radio 2000 on weekends. You recently, you know, was given a show. Yeah, Umhlobo Wenene on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Is a Umdlalo nolonwabo, which, you know, when you started, you know, you but I want to talk about breakfast you umafa no pastor no macholweni olakis. How does, you know, the entire team plan? But of course I want your role. How do you guys plan for a day? Because that breakfast show seems to be the biggest breakfast show in Zanzibar.
Yeah, you know what?
In numbers, it might not be there, but it's the biggest in the country.
No, we are the biggest. I think we are playing with 3 million and a bit, 3 point something. Yeah. No, by far the biggest breakfast show in the land. And it also so happened that we are finishing Nyakawe 10. Since the C team. But then back in the day, it was Upatko. We were 4 of us. Upatko, Upasta, Nomafa. That's how it started. And then Nam. But as time went, Uputiza really, as a seasoned broadcaster that he is, witty, experienced, jack of all trades. Just he was the leader of the team. But there was a man behind all of that, which was Upasta, who had to build the skeleton of the show. So it gained its traction.
As a producer, right?
Yeah, as a producer and an on-air guy who would come in with the comedy section. So iqale ilolo hlobo le team because Umhlobo had this vision of trying to build this big show as opposed to one begandi ivulela 6 to 6, which is other shows as Koyo up in Umhlobo and then. So it did its job. It did help Umhlobo ekemepin indlele ebenze ngayo, but then as ixesha lihamba mos wonke umuntu uyakhula.
And when you guys took over, sorry, Martin. When you guys took over, you had over 300 listeners, right?
When we took over, we had it was less than, it was around about 400 or something, but it wasn't flattering. It wasn't a good number for a breakfast show, especially on a public broadcaster platform. Yeah. So, as I said, and then Patko left. No bad blood, nothing, but it was just growth, and he had to go because he had to focus on something and other stuff. He's still doing well. He's prospering where he is at the moment. But then Pastor took over. It was so natural that someone like him would take over the gig. And he's since been in the driving seat for quite some time now, and is doing a magnificent job as an anchor, as a host, as a man that owabizithebe fondini. Pastor understands the roles abantu showing. He knows what Martha does. He knows what I bring to the show. He knows what Lakis brings to the show. He knows his strength. He knows what he brings to the show as well. And as a team, we encourage research, and that's what I believe that we do better than most. There's nothing special about our show, but I think the cohesiveness is the word, and what one brings to the show is valid. Umafa, witty, Umafa, left man, Umafa, yambona nje nawe nje, and he's not apologetic about it, and he's not ayondo aba offended ngayo naxa abantu bethetha ngehlobo bathetha ngalo, but just because that's who he is. and he adds la value up a showing. Yeah, and then you have Ulaki behind the scenes. Oh my goodness. Ulaki, he's very smart, he's thoughtful, he brings everything together. And especially ngendlela asebenzisa ngayo, ngendlela enza ngayo those technical. And uyabona nawe ngosinto ayenzayo. You've seen what he has done for show for Umhlobo as a whole. So it does help. Then on the side, with sport, but not only with sport, because the conversation, show doesn't only sport sort of it used to be at the start. Let me be honest with you. When it started, I would come in at the time, come on for my bulletin or headlines, but Upatko would try and engage me. And now at that time, I didn't like that. I really did not like that. I felt that I was being disturbed when I was doing my job. You understand? So I hadn't bought into what they wanted to do. We understand? Yeah. Until a couple of days. It didn't take me that long to buy it. So I went upstairs to Pumzile, our station manager. He was the programs manager back then. And Uzolana said, listen, I don't want to work with this guy. I think I would rather work afternoon drive. Mind you, I'd been there 2 years before with Uslaiso and Nonomonde. So I was so used I was so used to that I would just come and do my bulletin and just leave and go do my research and come back again on air. You understand? So now this was a new thing, and this was a vision that they had in mind. So after Insugunjez Mbalo, it went natural because it felt like I was sitting around with my mates and just having a chat. You understand? It's just so different. It's just the microphone is on and there are millions of people who are listening. That's why you have to be careful and you have to research. You have to study quite a lot of things to make up a show. And that's what Pastor does. When he brings that, he makes it so easy for us to be able to just join in as well. So he does the dirty work, to be honest.
Right. But tell me, is it intentional in Vela or Velanga? Because sometimes you come across as this guy who, when they get totally off the tangent, over bring up back to focus. Is it intentional or ngumlu being ngumlu?
I think it's just me being me and the team having understood the role that I am playing and they want me to play. It's not a role that I sort of picked up my hand and said, put up my hand and said, I want to play this role. I would like to think everyone is thoughtful there. Everyone is meticulous with what they do. Everyone respects each other's opinion, but their opinions as well should not be, how can I put it? Their opinions should not be suppressed. But I always want to balance each and everyone's view. Middleman, if I may put it that way. So yeah, it comes out as if in the long but I don't think so. I don't want to believe all, but I would like to believe that they respect my input as well. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Great. That's if there's one thing that I love about you guys, excuse me, it's that, as you said, your topics are well researched and your topics are balanced. I know you as a person. I mean, as I said earlier, we go back many years, decades, and I've come to know the other guys as well. but how you guys come across. You come across as people who have been, let alone, you know, the fact that you guys have worked together for over 10 years, about 10 years. But it looks, you guys spend a lot of time off air as a group. Tell me, is it something that you guys do?
We have a group, and I think there are a lot of groups now, WhatsApp groups that have been created by Abantu Msebenzini, and that is just to keep up to speed with what one is doing about whatever they're working on. I know a lot of sports people have e-groups as well for a message to be circulated and whatever, time of leaving, time of flights, and who gets picked and all of that. So even as Msebenzini, it's a similar situation. Yes, we do. So we bounce off ideas throughout the day. Whatever you found, you throw in Kula group, and then they come up with discussions as opposed to one aspect and so that just helps, because nobody know on a idea. We are going to idea. I pause. There's no wrong, there's no right, but it will be discussed. We will all agree. You know, but okay, let's go on a late topic.
Great. You love cricket. You love rugby. I know that, you know, rugby, because when we were growing up, there was soccer, but there was no team where we were at the time. But there was rugby. I know, you know, Uchi, Omalumebako were into rugby, and they were very good with rugby, which one would have expected. This was a sport, so line excuse me, of you know, Oambangai. But here's the thing. I think we were doing grade 8 at the time, also Tubale, and Nancy John Bizik at the time. Sahlangana again, and you came up with this new sport, cricket, which was quite strange, which was foreign to me. I remember you had Ibetla, Kole Bakers, Nebola, and we played cricket. And now it's a sport that you are known for. Tell me, how did you come, you know, to know the sport, and not only, you know, knowing the sport, but ibe yindo opilangai this day?
Okay, this is how it happened. First of all, as you said, my uncle used to play rugby. He was a well-known number 8 is Lalin Pomoy Plus. Big guy. He was nimble-footed. He was so smart, and it was like a rugby when we Sisakula. It was well admired and feared as his competitors Zake as well. So that's how I got the influence sport in general, and that's how I followed the rugby. And actually, rugby is it's not my first love, as in like the first sport to ever been exposed to. Football was, then rugby, but I love rugby more than, like, there's a list. Rugby is at the top. I don't know. It so happened. Cricket. I was in primary school, I think in Mtanzan, Eluzuko, by 11. Yeah, I was grade 11. That's how I learned cricket. My first game was in the backyard during the break. We were playing around. I think a friend of mine, he hadn't introduced us with cricket at the time. Come, man. Hey, man, I want to play football. I want to play rugby, because there was just a lot of games that were happening during the break. So this guy just persisted and kept dragging me to one of my sons. So cricket. Then I went. Yes, I was so shy because I didn't know how to play this thing. And freely. I'm probably the only one who doesn't know how to play this. They threw the ball to me. Obviously, cricket was keep selling. So that was it. The worst thing that I anticipated and I didn't want, you don't want about Bahlek. And I threw the ball to the other end. Hey, Bahlek up. And I thought, okay, so deep inside, I want to prove these guys wrong. I'm gonna learn. A friend of mine, DC, and I wanna be one of the best of schooling. So it didn't take long for me. So that's how I gained the passion, and that's how I had the passion for the game. Since then, watched the World Cup 1992. John T. Rhodes was my hero. Peter Kirsten, Alan Donald. Those were my three favorite players, and sadly we didn't do well in the end. I think we lost to England in the semi-finals. But ignited Ilondo leyo cricket, and that's how I got to. And it didn't take long for me to play representative cricket, since I think it happened in like a week, and then all of a sudden I was this guy that plays for teams, and for the first time I was leaving home to go and play a cricket week. What was it? Was it Pam Laser, I think, back in the day? Yeah, so that's how it happened. And then Pastor Dibana, I was sort of well established now, and then I knew what I was doing.
Great. Now, you've always been a team player. You are working with Nets, Netley Germanas. You're working with those two fossils.
You don't call them that.
Sorry?
You don't call them that.
But men, they are, amathala as Yambelai, working libraries. And if there's one thing that I love about, because even when I'm watching TV, I change and listen to a radio commentary. There's one thing that is special about you as a team now, because I said you still display attributes of a good team player. I still listen to you guys, and you bring a lot of information, and you still as a team produce the best as noifuna, as abamameli, and abantu who are not as strong in terms of knowledge. Cricket. How do you guys do it? Is there intensive preparation that you guys go through as a team, and how does it feel to work with these guys?
Yeah, this question, I feel it's very broad, and I'm gonna make sure and try and reply to it as correct as I can, or possible as I can. Cricket is a game that is loved by many people. I mean, the people that consume radio commentary are well-versed, knowledgeable people that are sitting in their office wanting to know what to score. That probably some of them have played the game, some of them have started the game. So you cannot fool those people. They will hear through you that you don't know what you're talking about. They're quite shrewd at times. So you need to learn, and I had to learn very quickly. You mentioned my colleagues, whom I think they've helped me immensely in blending in and being part of the team. But also they set the standard so high that I had to really adapt very quickly in terms of that. Netley Germanos, who's my age, started around about the same time. Get on well with her. She's very passionate about sport in general. And she's done very well for herself, especially for the last couple of years, last 2 years, where she's been doing international commentary. She just flew. Everything just fell into place for her.
And quickly, Unets, even those who are teaching, Unets coming in as Sangwin Okes Naidu. I think she stepped up. She stepped up. She did, very well for herself.
Kes
What you
is
make
still
of
there,
it?
though. Kes is still there. Kes is still there. Consummate professional, too. And she cares about everyone in the team. She's the leader of the team. Also, she's a person that is passionate about women in sport. And that's another thing I think that has been neglected by many and broadcasters alike for so many years. And she took upon herself to make sure that she does bring to the plate what women can offer. And she's opened up a G-Sport website. We all know about the annual sporting awards for all of the achievers. So you're talking about these colleagues. It's just I'm getting reminded of what they are doing for the game. So not only just cricket commentators, but people that have done well for the community. Neil Manthorpe, I mean, a man that started when he was, 19 years of age, when he started this commentary thing. He's going to now, 35, 33 as a commentator, still relatively young in my eyes. And Aslam Kota, another experienced and passionate man about the game and broadcasting and radio in particular. Young Edward Rainsford is a former Zimbabwean fast bowler. Udo Karels. I can mention quite a few of those guys that formed this team, nucleus of great SABC sports or cricket commentary. Six Okelelwa is another young man that's coming through. That's also does a lot of research, does a lot of learning and trying to school himself, and he's up there as well. There's a lot in that team, but as you said, you have to be able to learn to blend in and to make it work. Luckily, I get on a lot with almost everyone in the team, and that helps me. And I would hope that it helps the broadcast as well. So you have to do a lot of research. You have to be mindful of where the person is and what he's doing, and articulate it and make sure that this is what you would like as well as a listener. When you're a listener, just put yourself in the shoes of a listener when you commentate. I often do that. I make sure that actually this is what I would like to listen to. So I strive to do that, but I just hope that it comes across as such.
You know what, Mlu? As ngeke siwagqibe umfuka about you.
I see Ulibabalo is asking that. Yeah.
That's exactly
I see
where I was going.
Yeah.
That's exactly where I was going. Ulupa Utim. I think we can take it to your TV and radio commentary with cricket as well. You know, when you hit it off, yes, pause and quickly, revert back to English. How do you do it seamlessly? I think you can answer that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how I do it, but I would hope that I try to be equally as fulfilling in terms of trying to give out that message. Indlela and his fundiswe ngayo, I would like to think it's a skill that I'm still trying to hone, and it will take a while for me to say that I can master that. Whoa! I'm getting joined by Itinia. These are my boys, and that's my missus. This is Joshua, and this is Justin, and Nguavene Loa Bronwyn,
the young one. I think we.
Oh, Lisa!
Congratulations, man. I think we all know now that you are a father of 3 boys, and the youngest being Uliso, who's just turned 3 months. I think, was it yesterday when he turned 3 months old?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
All right, great.
On the third, on the
Congratulations, man.
third. I don't know how long. Thank you.
Both to you, both to you and the missus. Hey, Bron, how are you, ma'am?
I'm good. Punto, how are you?
Awesome, man. Awesome, awesome. We're actually having a conversation here with this young man you call your husband. But you know, now that both of you are here, guys, I know that you guys have been, you know, together for a while now. But there's one element which also shows, you know, in Luke quite often, and I know, you know, that you also have some kind of an influence, because you now, as the missus, are a pastor's kid. You were raised by, you know, parents who are in the ministry. How do you guys? I think the first thing that I need to know: how do you guys, you know, come together and work it out as a couple? And you know, the spiritual side of, you know, your life.
Well, for me, it's quite easy because going into the relationship, I knew exactly what I wanted. So I don't know if you can remember at the wedding reception, my short little speech that I had. I said that I'm not going to look for a husband. I'm going to wait. And then God is going to send me my husband. Because if you're going to look, then you're going to find the wrong person. So I waited, and we met. And the principles that my dad, since he's a pastor, that he taught us as little girls, because I've got 5 sisters. Those principles always stayed. It never went away. So even when we prayed and did our own things, in the back of your mind, you still know that this is the right thing. This is what I'm supposed to do. So there's really nothing difficult. You just have to make it work for each other.
And it shows.
So yeah.
And it shows, you know, one of, you know, many things that we see in him, because, you know, a lot of people may know your husband is a very private person. If there's one thing that he does, you know, he shields and he protects his family. And I'm sure it's something that you guys appreciate a lot.
That's one of the easy. That's actually what makes it easy for me, is that there's nothing to change really. You know, sometimes you're in a relationship and you want to change this person to become this type of a person. They must quit the habits, the bad habits. I didn't have to do anything like that. I found a husband who he doesn't really go out, he doesn't party, he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke. He's family oriented. Work. How does he work? This one always complains. He's always away, always at work. I want to play cricket, I want to do this and I want to do that, but Dad is always out. So he's got his things. He knows exactly what he wants in life. So I think I'm the lucky one.
Castle, if there's anything that you want to say, Mentul, if there's anything that you want to say to your father, what would you say? Look at him. He's right next to you.
Thank you.
Simple as that.
You know,
thank you.
You know, guys, you know, if there's one thing, Lou, because if there's one thing that the world out there needs, it's fathers, man. Sometimes, you know, because we get, you know, all sorts of things said to us, said about us, and sometimes we want to defend ourselves and say we are not trash, we are, or maybe we are the exception. But we can't be doing that. What is important for us is to understand that, you know, the little that you can do, which makes a difference out there, you do. Tell me, what are the values that if you were to be remembered by your family? I'm posing this to you, Mlu,
To
as
be
we
quite
part.
honest, yeah.
If you know there's anything that you want your family to know you of, what would it be? Are you still there?
I think we're struggling to get that last end of the question too. But I to be remembered. I don't think that's important for me to be remembered. But I would have wished that I would have instilled survival kit in terms of them going out and being independent. I'm talking about the youngies now. Wife knows we're in the same page where she is. She brought a lot of sense in me. You believe it or not, as much as I'm an introvert, a bit of a lone ranger most of the time. Things are just, happen in my head, and I feel, listen, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this. So you know that as a man, you always want to do things on your own because you think you can fix stuff. But when you have a voice of reason, when you have a wife that's giving you advice, that also wants you to be successful, it gives you a greater satisfaction knowing that you're not doing this by yourself anymore. And if you drown, you're not drowning alone, so you must be careful now. You're pulling a team, as you said. So I can only say that I just wish that they would be thankful, my 3 boys now, that I've given them the survival tools, survival kit, to be able to be themselves and prosper in life and fear God. And also have love for their families. I'm family orientated. It's something that I vowed to myself. As you heard at the start of it, I didn't have my dad with me growing up, so I never want my kids to be to not be with me. So is my family. So luckily, I met a lady that has the same vision, same values, same sort of type of respect. She's coming from that kind of environment too. So I'm lucky. She says she's good. I don't think so. Good guy.
Man, she's a wonderful person. B is a wonderful person. You know what? There's another question that Ulupa posed, but I think I'm going to. It should be directed, or rather, it should be answered by Bronwyn. But before, as a praying family, as a spiritual family, there must be a verse that balances you, a verse, from which you draw strength, or rather, you have built your life upon. You are going to give us that verse, Mlu. But B, the question that is being posed here by one of the guys that I hear, Ulbabalo says, Mlu's work enables him to work far from home or far from the family in most cases. How did you create a balanced environment so that the kids could get used to this kind of a setup? Is most of the time not there? You are at home with the kids. How do you work that out?
In the beginning, when we got married, I said, it's gonna be easy. You're going to work, I'll be at home. I'm not going to lie, it was difficult. It was the most difficult thing ever. Because now I left my family in East London, moved to PE, but then I was alone most of the time. Weekends is gone, comes back for 1 day, leaves again. Test match, 5 days gone.
7 days.
Alone with the baby. But then what kept me sane was, I know why he's away at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He's not away for fun. He's there to work for the family. And then, sorry, Joshi. Yeah, so he's not out to play and party. He's out to provide food for the family. And he's going to come back. Now, I'm used to it. I'm used to it. Yeah.
All right. Zomo, as we close, my friend, an event, any scripture that you have based your lives or your marriage or your union or your family on that you want to share with us?
Yeah,
I'm not saying preach, but I'm not saying preach.
No, I'm not going to preach, but I would like in the Banabandu that I was a Philippi. Zonke izinto sizibonelayo kuyakwazi ukusinika zona kodwa indlela oyijonga ngayo okanye oye uyicazulule ngayo ixhomekeka kuwe. So I've been living by that verse. Don't worry about anything about onazi izicwangciso zakho.
Somehow I missed the verse. On my side it was buffering. I missed the verse. Give us that verse again.
Philippi, the Philippians 4. Yes.
4.
Chapter 4, yeah. In verse 6 and 7, or 6 to 7.
You have given me a reason to read my Bible tonight. As a parting shot, B, what would you love to say, man, to this young man right next to you, this national asset, national treasure?
No.
Yes, you are. That's exactly the type of person that he is.
This modesty is the reason why we are only speaking to him now. He is like this. His life is his life, and it is his life alone. But I had to twist this out. So tell us, man.
He doesn't like being out there and people talking about him. I always tell him, you are so good at what you're doing. Be proud of your craft.
Man. And he
enjoy it. You are blessed. You are talented. Put it out there. Don't keep it to yourself. Share your talent with the world. Gosh, if I could talk like that, I would. But my voice is irritating.
Thank you, guys. It's been wonderful, man. Talking to you, catching up with you guys. When we're down in the province.
Yeah, you've been saying that.
But we will come. We will come. When we're down there, we'll catch up again. But of course, we do meet from time to time when you are up here, because most of the time, so we will meet you guys when you are down there. Otherwise, thank you, man, guys, for your time. It really was awesome to hear your story. Keep well, guys.
Say hello
Good night.
To Shani and Lisa.
Will do. Keep well, guys. Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers, keep well. Bye. Thank you.